What if I told you that most men lose a woman, not because they lack charm, confidence, or resources, but because they never understood what truly moves her? What if the real key to her heart isn't found in what you show her, but in what you see in her before she even sees it herself? This isn't a video about manipulation. It's not about tricks or pickup games. It's about decoding the subtle, psychological patterns women rarely admit, even to themselves. Because when a man becomes still enough, stoic enough, to observe rather than react, he begins to see the 10 hidden weaknesses that almost every woman carries beneath the surface. And once you understand them, you'll stop chasing her and start pulling her in without even trying. Stay until the end, because one of these isn't just a weakness. It's the very reason women lose sleep over a man they can't control. In this video, you'll uncover truths she'll never say out loud, why she tests the men she likes most, and what it really means, how silence from the right man makes her feel more seen than compliments ever could, the one thing she craves more than love, but is terrified to ask for, why the man who doesn't explain himself becomes unforgettable, and why the moment you walk away, she questions everything she thought she wanted. Let's begin. 1. Her desire for control masks her need for leadership. She may seem dominant. She may speak with certainty. She may plan, instruct, and take charge. But beneath that power is a quiet longing for someone stronger. Not stronger in muscles, but in mind, emotion, and principle. Most women won't say it, but they crave to relax into their femininity. And that can only happen when they trust a man who doesn't bend under pressure. When you take the lead, not by command, but by calm conviction, she doesn't resist. She exhales, because you gave her something she didn't even know she was holding, the need to be in charge. 2. Her tests aren't games, they're survival mechanisms. Why does she pull away when it gets close? Why does she suddenly go cold after seeming so warm? Why does she say one thing and do another? Because testing isn't cruelty, it's biology. She has to test you. It's how she filters out the weak. Not the physically weak, but the emotionally unstable, the reactive, the unsure. The man who passes the test isn't the one who wins her approval. It's the one who doesn't need it. Be still, be present, and let her storms blow through you like wind through an oak. 3. She's drawn to a man who doesn't explain himself. Most men overtalk. They want her to understand them, to validate their perspective, to agree with their reasoning. But women aren't drawn to words. They're drawn to energy. A man who knows what he believes and doesn't feel the urge to prove it, he's rare. And what's rare becomes valuable. Mystery is not silence. It's confidence wrapped in restraint. The less you explain yourself, the more she'll want to understand you. 4. Her attention is fleeting, but her respect is eternal. She may flirt with 10 men. She may laugh at another's joke. She may even date someone else. But the one she respects, that man stays in her head for years. You gain attention by being charming. You gain affection by being kind. But you gain respect by being unshakable. When you stop worrying about keeping her and start focusing on keeping yourself grounded, she starts watching you differently. Respect first. Everything else follows. 5. Her words are less honest than her behavior. She might say, "I'm not ready for something serious," or "I want a nice guy," or even "You're too intense." Don't get caught in the words. Her behavior will always speak louder. Does she stay up texting you at night? Does she ask about your past? Does she watch your stories but not reply? Women often say what they think they feel, but they act on what they actually feel. A stoic man watches patterns, not performances. 6. She can't resist a man with options, even if she won't admit it. Jealousy is not toxic, it's revealing. When a woman sees that other women notice you, something ancient gets triggered. It's not insecurity, it's competition. She wants to win. She wants to be chosen by the man others want. But who chooses her? That's the catch. You must have options, but never flaunt them. Let her sense it. Let her feel it in how relaxed you are, how little you force, how you never chase. Abundance, like masculinity, is felt, not spoken. 7. Her weakness is your emotional control. She might scream. She might cry. She might try to provoke a reaction. But the more you stay still, the more you win her mind. A man who reacts loses frame. A man who pauses owns it. She wants to know you can be her storm shelter, not her storm partner. Every time you choose calm over chaos, you become less like the others and more like the man she was hoping existed. 8. She longs for a man who's already whole. You're not here to complete her. You're not here to save her. You're here to walk your path, with or without her. A woman's greatest emotional weakness is her pull toward a man who doesn't need her to feel fulfilled. Not cold, not distant, just centered. When you become a man who chooses her, but doesn't cling, she falls for you in a way she doesn't even understand, because you mirror the one thing she's always wanted and rarely found. 9. She craves emotional safety, but tests for emotional power. She'll ask you personal things. She'll open up emotionally, then she'll push you away. Why? Because emotional safety isn't about how nice you are. It's about how strong you are. Can you handle her vulnerability without judgment? Can you stay grounded when she's overwhelmed? Can you love her without becoming consumed by her? That's the difference. She wants to be safe, but she'll only stay with a man who is not shaken by her storms. 10. She's drawn to the man who can walk away. And mean it. This is the final truth, the one that binds all the rest. The man who can walk away, fully, peacefully, with no anger or bitterness, is the man she never forgets. Why? Because it shows self-respect. It shows boundaries. And most of all, it shows freedom. The man who walks away doesn't do it as a trick. He does it because he values his peace over her confusion, his dignity over temporary comfort. And that kind of man, that kind of calm, it lingers, it haunts, and eventually it pulls her back in ways no chase ever could. So what does it mean to conquer her? It doesn't mean control. It doesn't mean manipulation. It means you've conquered yourself. Because the man who holds frame, the man who observes instead of reacts, the man who walks his path with, or without applause, he doesn't chase attraction, he becomes it. If this video opened your eyes to the unspoken truth of feminine desire, if you're ready to live not by reaction, but by reason, then join the tribe. Subscribe to Stoic Desire, where we speak truth, walk with calm, and live with fire. We don't chase. We align. We become.